Hey guys, what's going on? So this was going to be like this very long video because I was planning on showing you a bunch of Royal Trial decks that I built that I've been seeing some amount of success with because this is ever since they changed all of the Royal Trials units that were the most prevalent units. I campaign for a very long time in posting those videos that they needed to change it, and change it they did because they nerfed Jay, thereby nerfing the Lightning Mage deck. They nerfed Alchemist by making the Golem's health less. They gave it less health, so that worked a lot less efficiently. And so basically, because that deck was so prevalent, and everybody was running that deck, and it was the best thing, and you can see my old Royal Trial videos for that. They basically made it so where in every Royal Trials game, now you need to just pick anything. So I was going to show all of my decks and the success that I've had with them, because I started to see some success, but all of this is it's not 100%. The Lightning Mage deck and the Alchemist deck were basically 100%ers, and the only thing that you lost to were the mirror match. But then this got me thinking to every other event, and then I kind of expanded out my thinking, and that's why I'm making this video. Essentially, all of the events, barring a random tournament, all of the events are not based around equivalent factors. You're not just using all of these with the as a level 9, and you have 2,000 crit or 1,000 crit, and then 500 crit in arenas, and then like 1,000 crit in leagues, and then you have all equivalent levels. If that was the only factor, I feel like I could reasonably give you advice into what kind of deck to build, but that's not the only factor. And the other factor is they allow you to use all of your heroes at whatever level they currently are, as well as all of your equipment at whatever level those are, as well as whatever your enchantments are. So if I were to suggest a deck, and it works because you have a level 12 mermaid, and it works because you have counter spells and growth tiles, and Hunter's Jacket with a counter spell, and you're on faction boost, or you're using a level 18 gadget, or you're using a necromancer or a Zeus, right? None of that advice works, because I have the ability to use all of this, and if you don't have any of this, then my advice for a deck doesn't work. And I feel like whenever anybody asks me, hey, can you suggest a Royal Trials deck for me? I always want to suggest something, but because you don't have all the talents, like with the Blade Dancer, you're only getting the 9 talent, so you don't even have the chance to use the Elegant Parry as a cleanse. And I'm relying on a level 5 or above mermaid to cleanse, but I have a level 12 mermaid, so even though I am technically going up against harder people, if you don't have a level 5 plus mermaid, this strategy doesn't work, and anybody with a witch could kill you. Anybody with a shaman could kill you. Or it's much easier to kill you. And then I have counter spells set to Forest Faction on all my stuff. And so I feel like that advice doesn't work. And I can't in good conscience give you advice, because even when I was giving people advice and I was saying, hey, play the Alchemist deck, play the Lightning Mage J deck, they're so good, they're better than everything else, people were saying, oh, I don't have a level 5 J. I don't have the crack shot at level 10. And the crack shot ability on J was what made that deck so good. And so if you didn't have a level 10 J, the strategy didn't work. And so even back then, when it was a guaranteed win, if you had this deck, you still needed a level 10 or above J. And then I had a level 20 J, so it was very easy for me to say, yes, use this, it's so good. But then I expanded that thought outwards, and I thought about the other events, and I thought about Rush for Glory. Rush for Glory, you have the ability to choose. They give you, one of 3 choices, and then one of 3 choices, and then one of 3 choices. And people have said, hey, what should I pick in Rush for Glory? And I won't be able to tell you, because it's random all the time. I mean, there is an element that is not random. For instance, if you see a Blade Dancer, they will offer you a Portal Keeper so that you can potentially play Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, and I choose that every time. But again, that is because I know how to play that deck. If you don't know how to play Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, I wouldn't recommend choosing that. And so I feel like whenever anybody asks me questions for Rush for Glory, they're looking for definitive answers that I can't give them. Also, when you are playing Rush for Glory, all of my above things that I just stated, all of your heroes and all of your equipments are going to change as well. You don't have a choice in what equipment you get chosen. The game chooses for you, but in terms of the hero that you choose, it is going to be your same level hero, the level hero that you have, and that is going to vary from person to person as well. And so not only is it random picks, but it's also based on your hero that you picked and their levels and the equipment that it decided to choose for you and whether or not you have counter spells on any of those. And that is all going to factor in to Rush for Glory. Mirror Match, there's a reasonable amount of like mirror match decks that you can potentially get. And I was posting decks to where like, oh, if you get this deck, this is how you should play it. And that works to some extent. But in general, as I've now gone through every single event, Rush for Glory, Mirror Match, and Royal Trials, I don't think I'm going to make content on these events anymore, specifically because all of the factors that are in these modes are all going to be based, the important factors are all going to be based on whether or not what your hero levels are and what your equipments are and what your enchantments on your equipments are. If I could give you any advice at all, get a level 5 mermaid, get counter spells on every single one of your equipments. All of your good equipments, don't use anything else. In all honesty, I really love Abundance. Counterspell is probably just more important, specifically because when you go into events, you want to counterspell all of like every time you go into an event, you want to be able to efficiently counterspell. If I could re-roll gold counterspells on literally all of my gold equipment, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would trade everything that I have for gold counterspells so that my events would be easier. Because it wouldn't matter what they gave me, I would be able to cure everything, and somebody with a witch wouldn't be able to lock me out. And, you know, like if we go into late game, a Dark Priest won't automatically kill me. A King Pudding won't automatically kill me. But with all of this being said, I don't think I'm going to make content for Royal Trials, Rush for Glory, or Mirror Match anymore, simply because the advice that I give will never be 100%, and I feel like if you are asking that question, you're looking for 100% advice. You're looking for somebody to say, build this deck and you will win. And I simply can't do that because it's not as much as the events try to make everything quote unquote mirror match like what Random League is, what Random Tournament is. It's not. And that's kind of been the joke about the events, that they, as mirror match as they are not mirror match, because you could be paired against a person with a level 20 gadget and you have a level 1 gadget. So I guess all this to say, good luck in your endeavors, because if you're looking for 100% advice, I don't have the ability to give that to you.